Greetings everyone, and great here for another, I was going to say Age of Empires, Advanced Wars by Web replay. Spawn on the south side as the purple Von Bolt, or the purple Lightning Von Bolt. We got Ambition. Spawn on the north side as the green Earth Grit. We got ElSavo. Either way, this is a Fog War map. Both players do start off on a mountain in the edges, while I'm going to talk about the replay as the game starts going on, so just infantry phase. There is infantry units along the north and south side on mountains. It will spot this factory or this base depending where they're positioned, so choose which base to scout. It's probably a little better to go for this one, but going for this one's not a bad idea as well, since go for either left or right. Both players do have a neutral airport they can obtain. Of course, Grits is the indirect specialist in the game, gets plus 1% firepower for his indirects and plus 1 range, and direct units excluding foot soldiers lose 20% attack. Von Bolt does just have a simple plus 10. Something I need to double check with Grit as well. Let's see, his power and superpower does increase damage to 40%. However, it's both 40%, so his snipe is what you need limitedly. Super snipe if you want to end the game, if you can end the game. We also got both players to start off 2 black boats, one on pipe scene, one out on the plains. Which, if a black boat's on plains, does it get plus 1 defense star? I have no idea. It can still be used for boosting and repairing. It just provides some minor vision. Push the one next to your opponent's secondary airport to scout out, see if it's anything being built there. Red has gone for an artillery piece here. This is Fog War. It's pretty wide open, but these number 4s for hiding. So maybe a little bit difficult for Grit. I'm not exactly sure though. Von Bolt has gone for recon. Double recon. Tank, infantry. Both players just going around, catching some properties. Von Bolt recon can just be aggressive, harass your opponent. Give me a moment to put up my drink. So Grit's gonna get artillery pieces on both sides. Does get a first strike with that recon. Very nice. Puts it down to half health early, and Grit needs those artilleries. He needs a ball of artillery to be useful. Pulls back the artillery piece. We'll surround it with infantry. Let's get a good strike there. Von Bolt does have battle copter. It's probably a good idea to pull battle copters versus Grit to deal with the artillery pieces. Grit has not deployed on any anti-airs yet as well. I've been told you want to try to get anti-air out by no later than turn 10, and now it's turn 11. He needs an anti-air down south and over here. Paul needs an anti-air on both sides of the map. Why should have gone for an anti-air instead of a tank? Double artillery into recon. No anti-air. So Von Bolt's helicopters will get a lot of work done. And Von Bolt does have a good number of recons in the region as well. It will push forward both sides quite significantly with these recons. Tank, anti-air as well. He's got his anti-air. A little bit late with it as well. Remember as well, this artillery piece is in range of that infantry unit. Plus 1 range, it doesn't sound like much, but it is quite significant. Give you a reference, I think right now a Grit artillery is equivalent to a max rocket. If not, the Grit artillery is still better. But then again, that's taking the direct specialist versus the indirect specialist. Tanks on the flank. Battlecopter got a good strike there. Anti-air deploy on the field. Another battlecopter, tank, infantry. Tank falls back, anti-air push way forward. Large amounts of artillery pieces here. Ex Machina could be very useful. Both players at 7,700, quite interestingly enough. Lost infantry, tanks, recons. There's been very little death so far this game. Von Bolt's being aggressive light units, and Grid is just being a little bit slow. Von Bolt has 25,000 versus 18. Von Bolt's aggression has been successful. Not necessarily killing, but in map control. Plus he has a recon in the forest here. Gets trapped there and moves it last and scout the forest because now he could probably struck that artillery piece with one there, recon with one of these artillery pieces. So Von Bolt will retain good vision. Also letting this lab here, which there is a lab map. Got 2 labs here and 2 labs here. So capturing this and capturing this will result in a Von Bolt victory. Anti-air recon tank. And Von Bolt has pretty good vision. Sees the anti-air. Of course, doesn't see through the forest. Good assumption there is something there. Got a line here. Even making a threat for this lab, which may be able to be captured. I don't think I see anything can interrupt it. 1, 2, 3. I suppose this infantry unit could. So right now, Von Bolt's threatening both labs. Grid has to not let that happen, or else he loses the game. Does pull back from this lab, though. Double recon, tank, and battlecopter. Looks like Von Bolt may capture this lab. This infantry unit has not pushed forward to engage. Does. Von Bolt's at 26,000 versus 18. Got this force. Does get a good shot there. Battlecopter is rotating around. Good enough battlecopters. If he can somehow knock out the anti-air, then the battlecopters can reign supreme. But he's going for it. Giving too many targets for the anti-air. Takes out the recon. Great strike on the artillery piece. Now we do have a snipe attack. +1 range makes it so all of his artillery have 5 range, which will read quite significantly. And there's 2 full health artillery pieces here and 1 partial health. Maybe a good idea? I have no idea. And over here, Von Bolt's pretty passive, so the plus range, 1 range won't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, so it can nuke a single infantry unit, but that's not too big. Battlecopter, recon, tank. Will we see the sniper attack? And that stuff's actually pretty close. Does he need the firepower bonus? That's the real question. Let's find out. 3 shot kill there, gets some power charge. Go strike with a indirect, takes out that tank there. Wounds that one. Tank on tank, so this is not going for a snipe attack. Finish off some of these outlying units, very good. Creep his way forward. Artillery, infantry. Does spot the tank, and of course the tank. Good strike there. Super snipe now available. And looks like it's going to clear out that black boat, so you can start pulling out some aircraft hidden. Great strike there with the anti-air. Still got 2 more artillery pieces here. This may be the good time for a snipe attack. I don't think a super snipe would be useful. Von Bolt's being very aggressive over here. Because this has plenty of targets with sniper attack and increased damage firepower. Over here, he is being aggressive, most with ground units. Like, not high priority targets. First strike over here. So over here, a sniper attack would be adequate as well. Don't go for a super snipe. You got a battle copter here deployed by Grit as well. Anti-air tank. I would like to see only a sniper attack, not a super snipe. Good, he knows. Sniper attack deployed in the field. It's one of those things in case of how well does the player know Grit? Does he pop super snipe in this situation or sniper attack? Because at this point in time, sniper attack would be much better. Plus, with it's being fully charged, you would be able to reload and perhaps get it next turn as well. Lots of good strikes there. Von Bolt still has a sizable income lead though. Not too many major threats over here. We've got one full level tank and a wounded tank here. Gets resupplied by the Black Boat. First strike in the battle copter, very good. Ex Machina can be pulling a few, and I have a feeling it's going to land over here. Could land over here. Ex Machina could... that could change a lot of things. Bombo ended the last turn with 180 versus 114. Artillery. That sounds like a Grit player. And what will Von Bolt start? 141. So Grit has even now, but he is still beyond a day behind. And where's Ex Machina going to land? I could land over here. I think it's going to land over here. Could land over here. I am not going to do exact math, so let's find out. Let's find out. Let's find out. Let's find out. Oh, we're not finding out. He's keeping hold of it. So he's not popping Ex Machina. The chance for another sniper attack next turn is possible. Bomber here. Tank. Battlecopter. And Black Boat repair. I was not expecting Von Bolt to pull back. He has income advantage, so he can pull back and play defensive. Versus the CEO, who generally more relies on being defensive or indirects. Tank infantry. Grit realizes he still needs some tanks to project forward. Recon push forward. The Ex Machina will probably land right here. I have no idea at this moment in time. There's a lot of stuff here I have no way of properly casting. Black Bolt is worth quite valuable, so it could strike here. Yeah, it probably will strike right here. And both players being a little bit passive, so I'm just going to be a bit aggressive to turn forward. Brett's pulling back. That seems like a more juicier Ex Machina target. Oh boy. That is a really bad Ex Machina target. Bring more tanks. I'll help him breach the gap. And in fact, the Ex Machina will be a double turn, waiting a lot of units. Double battlecopter, recon, tank, infantry. Long game goes on, the better Von Bolt will be. But also, I have no idea how this game's going to go. He's charging for the recon. He sees this formation. Landed over here still. I have a feeling, yep, looks like it landed right here. We should give him suggestion, so no, he now knows which side, because if this didn't get hit, he knows this got hit. So now he can smash up here and then just take a defensive position here. He doesn't have assault over here. He only has the passive +10/+10. Over here, he has a double turn because he can smash forward and everything be stuck next turn. Sees a lot of good stuff there. I could have sworn this side was going to get hit. Look at that. How did this side not get hit? I think the black boat really added in weight. But I think it landed right here as well. So that means this artillery and this artillery. And remember as well, there's some visual bugs when it comes to Ex Machina. All of these guys are hit. All of this triangle here. It landed right there in the middle of all the artillery. Don't be aggressive here. You're going to be just fine. Let Grit push towards you. Be hyper aggressive here. Smash it through. And then maybe make a threat to the bases. Could see a sniper attack. But everything's down here. In fact, sniper attack, well, he's actually out of range of sniper attack. Gets a Constellation Recon. Excellent Ex Machina there. How on earth did this not get hit? He has placed a artillery piece here in a good defense position. He needs more artilleries over here. But now, Von Bolt should be able to clean up the rest of the stuff. Maybe we get the comm tower started to capture. He has infantry units in range of the comm tower. This flank is gone. Super Snipe's not available. Falling back a little bit is probably just fine. Because getting the comm tower and among everything else here would be quite significant. He still has a massive income lead. Neo tank. I don't know. I think bombers would be, a bomber would be better than Neo tank at this moment. Brett's gonna be hyper aggressive. He's just trying to push his way forward. Because if Von Bolt has another Ex Machina, this formation is done for, but he's very far away. Gets the comm tower, getting a lot of properties. Everything. This entire area is gone for Grift. And Von Bolt just sort of have to stall over here. Von Bolt maybe will start threatening the base. And Von Bolt still has a decent force here. Even if he charges forward, loses everything, the Ex Machina follow-up would probably neuter everything else and stop him from moving. Additionally, Grit does not have his comm tower anymore, and Von Bolt has now both comm towers. Getting some strikes there. Battlecopter's man squeeze on way through. He's making some great headway, knocking out multiple pieces of artillery. More Neo tanks. I still think bombers would be better. He actually does base skip because he's at full 50 units. Here comes sniper attack. I don't think there is enough healthy artillery to make it worth. Gets a nice one shot there. Battlecopters can still take out stuff. Even if he does make a sizable gain over here, Ex Machina will just nuke the formation. And Grit does resign there. Yep, a single Ex Machina won Von Bolt the game. This Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.